All right, folks, what I have here is a 2000 GMC Sierra 4x4, 3/4 ton, extended cab, third door with an 8-foot bed. Kind of a unique vehicle in that they didn't make that many in this exact setup. Plus, this one is fully loaded. As you can see, it's got leather seats, leather interior. It's got all the power stuff. So, I mean, yeah, this is a pretty, unique truck, let's just say. I'll put it that way, unique. But here's the thing. It's going to be a very inexpensive truck, and let me show you why. You know, normally a truck like this, a 2000 model year, in great shape with low mileage, would probably go for $7,000 to $8,000. But this one is going to be way less than, probably 2/3 less than that. Because check it out. Yes, that is correct. It does have 265,373 miles. But here's what's important. This is a heavy-duty truck. It'll last a lot longer. And check this out. There are no check engine or warning lights on in this vehicle. And it starts up no problem, the ice cold, just like you saw. All right, the 4-wheel drive works perfectly. I actually replaced this switch because when I got it, it wasn't working properly, so I had to replace that. Let's see, the guy that had the truck, I bought it from a guy. He said it's been sitting for like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months. It does have a crack in the windshield. Let's check our power equipment. Let's see, there's your right door. As you can see, the window operates exactly as it should. Here's the other window, no problem. And let's see, it's got tilt wheel, it's got cruise control, which I don't know if it works. I'll have to test that for you. And pretty much it's got everything. Oh, here. Horn works. Wipers work, as you can see. Climate control does work. It's a little warm out today, so I don't know, or I'm sorry, a little cool out today. You know, I mean, it is almost December, so I don't know if I can't tell if the air conditioner is working or not. But the main thing is the heat does work. And quite frankly, for the next 4 or 5 months, that's all you're going to care about. Come summer, if you want, you can play with it. Radio, let's see. That works. I don't have any CDs, so I can't test that. And as you can see, the interior is not that bad. I mean, the leather seats aren't, all beat to death. It's got the center armrest here, which, as you can see, for, this kind of mileage, this truck is actually really worn well. You got, your little cup holders there, which is a nice thing. Oh, yeah, you can turn your passenger airbag off, all that stuff. Auxiliary lamp, that just means there's a light in the back for the bed. All right, let's go around. I'm going to do the outside of the vehicle. There's your driver's door. It looks like, maybe some burn holes there. It certainly doesn't smell like it was a smoker's truck. But then again, I clean them pretty good and ozone them. So about the only significant wear and tear on the vehicle at all, as you can see, is right there on the driver's seat. But you know what? Your butt sits here. It doesn't actually affect you at all as far as how, the comfort. All right, power seat. Forwards, backwards, up, and down. They all work. So that's the important thing, is this side works. This is the side you're going to be on. That's what matters. All right, let's close her up. We'll come around to do the tires. Left front tire, not that great. I would give that 25-30%. And as you can see, it's got, the 8-lug wheels, which is the heavy duty, and aluminum alloy rims, which have seen some use. As you can see, probably the salt or something is what's eating away at them. The rear, yeah, that's just as bad as the front, probably 20-25%. We'll come around to this side. Yep, same as the other side, 20-25%. Again, actually, that wheel doesn't look that bad. I mean, from a distance, the truck actually looks good because black always shines up nice. And there you go, same thing, 20-25%. All right, starting with the body. This thing, like I said, was driven in the city a lot, I'm guessing, because this guy hit pretty much every corner on the truck. All right, so you have a little bit of damage there, fender dented in, scratched. I actually bought the truck. There was no handle here. That's a brand new handle I actually put on the truck. You can see that's pretty good going around. Even under the door, it looks pretty nice. All right, here's your passenger side, and there you can see the dashboard, all nice and clean. This leather seat looks pretty decent on this side. Does have floor mats. Let's check this out. I hear the motor working, but the seat's not moving. So the motor works, whatever reason it's disconnected, that's something you're gonna have to figure out. Here's the back. And like I said, you can actually, this is actually, believe it or not, a 6-passenger truck. There are seat belts for 6 people in this truck. Although if you were 6 adults, you'd be pretty crammed in here. But you know what? I got to tell you, if you have 5 people, 4 people, you got plenty of room. Here's your, the one door. This is back in the time when they didn't make 4 doors. So this one is only a 3-door. Close that. All right, as you can see, we'll close that one. Yeah, something went up the entire side of this truck, as you can see. So this is the bad side. And there you can see the scratches, the dents right here. I mean, you can hammer them out if you want. It's up to you. Really, ideally, what this truck is for, this is for a guy that needs a heavy-duty, cheap work truck. That's what I'm selling this for, a cheap work truck. All right, the tailgate itself actually looks pretty darn nice. The bumper looks okay. Typical GM, these stupid little things. Little clip breaks off. That's your license plate light. Let's see. Oh, it does have a Class 3 weight distributing hitch platform. We'll go underneath here. You can take a look. There's a spare tire right there, and I saw the tools inside before. So you do have tools with it. All right, here's your tailgate. I also had to put a new handle on the tailgate. It looks like this has probably had a bed liner in it its entire life. I don't know what the bed is like underneath because I'm not going to take the the bed liner out. And it does come, and I'm going to be selling it with this very nice aluminum ladder rack. It looks like it's pretty easy to take off. I mean, probably if I was smart, I should have taken it off and just sent the aluminum out for salvage. But you know what? I don't care. Maybe somebody really needs that. Like if you're a painter, construction guy, whatever, and you need something with a ladder rack, well, there you go. Looks like this tail light was taped in, coming along this side. This side, like I said, is a lot better than the other. The only defect I know on this side is this rust, which is, again, typical GM. All right, you can see I could have filled that in, you know, with some, with some foam or some putty and slapped a bunch of, sanded it and painted it. But you know what? To me, that would be a little dishonest. So I decided just to leave it the way it is, and I'll take my lumps. And besides, like I said, I am not going to be selling this truck for a whole lot of money. So somebody's going to have plenty of money left over to do what they want. There's your roof. I can't even see that to see what I just took a picture of. There's your mirror coming along this side. Like I said, it's an SLT model, and it's a 2500, as I said. This fender actually looks the best out of the whole truck. All right, coming around to the front. The grille is intact. The bumper, it's seen a few bumps and bruises, like I said. It's fortunately got those tow hooks, which actually will stop a lot of damage. Let's take a look underneath. And I'm going to tell you, even if you can't see in the video, I'm going to tell you, this truck does have some leaks, okay? I do notice a little puddle of what I guess is oil. I did check the fluids. It was a little down on oil. I put oil in it, of course. Looks like it's got a relatively new battery in it. But it does run really, really good and really, really strong. Here's the only thing that my mechanic told me about this truck that I am not going to fix, and you might want to, is I don't know which side it is. I think it's this side right back there. I think one of the manifold bolts, they told me, let's see if I can zoom in on that. I think they told me one of the manifold bolts is broken off. And that's one hell of a job, they said, to get that out. But again, other than that, this thing really runs good. But here, listen, I'm going to rev it up for you. All right, there you go. That thing, there is no high rev knock. There's no valve train noise. The loudest noise, like I said, is the, what do you call it? The manifold leaking. But check this out. I'm going to rev it up for you again and show you, because it's cold, I want to show you that there is no oil smoke coming out. Here, check out the side of the truck here. As you can see, that's just the steam, okay, from what was built up inside the exhaust. When we get back, if I remember to do it again, I'll do it again and show you. It'll probably be completely clear. So like I said, this is a really, really great running truck, but it is a little bit on the beat up side, okay? But again, if you're looking for that cheap work truck, boy, is this a good one for you. You can see the hood's in nice shape. It does have some stone chips like you would expect. but actually, you know what? If you stand back here at this angle, if all I did was take pictures of this angle in this video, I get a lot more people interested. Obviously, that would be dishonest to do, but you know what? I figure, you know, some guys actually would do that, not me. So I tell the good, the bad, and the ugly about every vehicle I have. So let's go, we'll take it for a ride now. All right, we're gonna take it for a ride now, and here's a little car buying tip. Whether you buy a vehicle from me or not, doesn't matter, but this is just good information, is there's two things you always wanna do. You wanna start the vehicle cold, like you just saw me do, just to see if there's any cold start issues. And then you wanna start it hot, which is what it is now, because it's been idling for all this time. And as you can see, no issues, cold or hot. That's just something you want to be very aware of when you, especially when you're searching for, you know, an older, higher mileage used car. You definitely want to make sure that it starts hot and cold with no issues. All right, now I understand why on a Sunday morning after church. Oh, I know why. It's after church. That's why. I mean, that's what I came here after church, so I guess everybody else is on the road. Normally it's not this busy. All right, let's go take her for a ride. There we go. Oops, just had her in four-wheel drive to get off the lawn without tearing my grass up. Put her back into two-wheel drive. As you can see, one thing I didn't mention, this is the 6-liter engine in this. All right, it's not the 5.3, it's the 6-liter, which is the bigger engine, which is what you want in this. And as you can see, we just got up to 55 miles an hour, no problem, okay? And it's actually not that, I mean, other than, like I said, the manifold noise, look, it goes down the road nice and straight, no hands on the wheel, and we're still going straight, so there's no front end issues. It's actually a pretty quiet truck. You know, obviously it's got all the insulation and everything, because you can see with the leather and everything, they try to make it as this is like was in the beginning of when they started making pickup trucks like the family car, because they got so expensive, nobody could afford to buy a pickup truck and a car, which is the way they used to do it. You know, you buy yourself a nice cheap no frills truck, and then you have the family car for when you're taking the family out. Well, since all the prices went up so high, they just combined the two, so now you can actually buy a truck as your family car. And like I said, this is a 6-passenger vehicle, so hey, there you go. All right, let's take off. Well, somebody's coming. I gotta go pretty good. You can see how nicely this thing accelerates, how smoothly it shifts. I mean, here we are, 55 miles an hour, shifted through all the gears, no problem. Like I said, I really feel mechanically this is a very, very sound vehicle. I wouldn't be afraid to drive this truck anywhere, I'll be honest with you. If I had to go out to Ohio to pick something up, I would drive this truck to Ohio, no problem. Now, I'm going to do a brake test for you, which very simply is going to be, I'm going to pull into this vacant lot across the street from my place, stand on the brakes, let go of the wheel, and what I need you to do is keep your eyes on the steering wheel to see, you know, whether it does any wild jerking one way or the other. It's pretty much the best I can do as far as a test is concerned, you know, on a video. All right, here we go. Here it is, hands off, and all right, I have great news. I'm very happy to see. Now, if you notice, the wheel did a little of this. That's good. It was supposed to do that. And I heard something. I don't know if you could hear it on the video or not. I could hear the anti-lock brake pump working. So what it was doing was shifting the braking power to different wheels, whichever wheel had traction. What that does for you is in an emergency situation, you know, like they used to teach us in driver's ed back when I was young, is you pump the brakes when you're in an emergency situation so you can keep steering. Well, you don't need to do that anymore. Now all you do is slam on the brakes as hard as you can and steer out of trouble, because the anti-lock brakes take care of it for you. So I think that's a great feature. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to test the 4-wheel drive. I know it's a little difficult to tell, but right now we're on probably a 20 to 25 degree incline. So here's what I need you to do is we're in 2-wheel drive now. I'm going to be quiet, and I want you, I'll put my foot on the brake. I keep hitting the gas. I want you to listen. When I slam on the gas, okay, in 2-wheel drive, you're going to see that, A, we don't move very far, and you're going to hear a lot of gravel getting kicked up because it's just the rear wheels going. So watch. Here we go. Okay, now if you'll notice, you could hear the gravel spitting up, and we didn't go anywhere. Now, I put it into auto 4-wheel drive. What that means is now the computer will decide when to put the 4-wheel drive on. It'll spit a little gravel and then it'll engage and we'll go. This is what you want to use. Basically, you can either use it all the time if you want, or if you think there's going to be like snow showers, rain showers, something like that, and you want to be prepared. All right, here we go. Okay, so if you notice, most of the power still went to the back wheels. That's why you could hear the gravel, but if you notice, we pulled up and we took off right away. Now, the weather's really bad, okay? Put it in drive, back to 2 high. The weather's really bad. 6 inches of snow on the ground and you need to go out, that's when you use 4 high. And basically all that means is it's always engaged in 4-wheel drive, but do not run on dry roads in this mode. All right, now listen, here we go. Now, if you notice, we didn't spit up any gravel, we just took off. That's because the 4-wheel drive was engaged right from the get-go. And last but not least, and if you ever actually need to use 4 low, listen. I don't know if you could hear it or not. I could actually hear the switch underneath going ka-clunk, and what that does, it puts it into the low transfer case, into low. In other words, if you ever need to use this, you shouldn't have gone out, because this is only if you're stuck in really deep mud, deep snow, something like that. It changes everything, the shifting, everything. So pay attention and watch. Here we go. All right, we're doing 15 miles an hour, and it had already shifted through first, second, and third gear. That's what it does, 4-wheel low. Now we go back to 4 high, listen. All right, see, I can hear it underneath. That's great, it came out, no problem. And back into 2 high. So as you can see, 4-wheel drive works perfectly. I think that's important for you to know, especially most of my customers come from a long way away. I want you to at least have confidence that you know that you've seen that this truck, the 4-wheel drive, does work. All right, let me do a recap, and then I'll finish this rather lengthy video. This is a 2000 GMC Sierra SLT 4x4, 3-door, 8-foot bed pickup truck. All right, let me take the camera off of the tripod here. All right, this is not a perfect vehicle, and as I went around, I showed you everything about it, but it is perfect for the person that needs a very inexpensive, but yet reliable, heavy-duty truck. That's what you're getting here. You're getting what you see, okay? It actually does look pretty decent, like I said, from this angle, but what you're buying is the fact that it's going to last probably a lot longer, okay, because it's got that 6-liter engine, which those things are almost bulletproof. I'd say there's a lot of life left in this truck, and you can actually use this as a heavy-duty work truck. And because you can fit 6 people in it, if you have a crew of workers you need to carry around, or a family, you can do that too. And like I said, I wouldn't be afraid. I would change the oil. That's the only thing I would do on this truck. I'd change the oil, but I would not be afraid to drive this truck anywhere in the condition it's in. And as I mentioned, don't forget, you want to keep checking your fluids, because like I said, it did leak something out. It's probably an oil pan gasket or something like that, but I have not been underneath the truck. In fact, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to give you guys a little view underneath. I don't know if you'll be able to see anything or not. All right, I'm just trying to be fair here. Take a nice slow look underneath, and maybe you can spy something that I haven't seen. I haven't been under this truck. I haven't been, I wasn't around when they put it up on the lift. The only thing I know I had to do is I did put in, I don't even know if you can see it or where it is, what's called a new carrier bearing for the drive shaft. So that's been replaced and that's brand new. Anyway, folks, that's it. You guys see what you see, and you're going to get what you're going to get, but it's going to be a great price. Thank you.